Hello again, friends, and welcome to another segment here on Doc G's Wine and Spirits Review. This is going to be the Father's Day 2025 edition. I'd love to be out in my backyard sharing these thoughts with you and my ideas on some Father's Day presents, but it's been so miserable. I don't know how it is where you live, but right now we have been in a 3-day weather funk. So here I am. I'm going to smile. We're going to try to keep this lively. And first of all, to all you fathers, happy Father's Day. I'm a father myself, so I'm also wishing myself happy Father's Day. So when deciding what to put together for you as a Father's Day segment, I thought, how about I tell you what I would like if you were to give me a Father's Day gift? Not that I would ask you, but it would be what I would be wishing for. And I've done a wine, I've done 2 wines and a spirit. And I did that on purpose because I wanted to touch 3 different areas. Actually, one is a sparkling, one is a white wine, and you see on the table here, there is a spirit. So the first thing that I would ever want, and you could always make Doc G happy on Father's Day, is with a sparkling. Now, this is an interesting sparkling. It wouldn't really matter which one, but I'm going to talk about this one. This one happens to be bottle cap. And this is done by the Sayre Vineyard, which is affiliated with the old Bonnie Doon Vineyard and was something that Randall Graham, who was one of the big founders of the whole Bonnie Doon movement, he helped facilitate and help the winemaker put the different wines that Sayre has now put together. They've got a very impressive library of wines. So that's how we're going to toast off Father's Day. You and me. So this is a sparkling Gruner Veltliner. It's an Austrian grape that has made its way. It's very popular in Pennsylvania, and it's gaining more popularity around the world in places where it will grow. And it grows very well in California as well. So cheers. Very light, very nice, refreshing. I wish it was warm and I was sitting by my pool. But here I am stuck in my basement, but I'm happy to be sharing these Father's Day gifts with you, or the ones that you would be sharing with me. So this Gruner Veltliner is 12%, so it's dry, and it is made by Sayre Winery. For those of you that speak Spanish, it means to express origin or identity or simply to be. So this wine be pretty damn good. So it's sparkling Gruner Veltliner. It's got a vintage. It's 2022, and it is from the Mesa del Rio Vineyard in doesn't say exact. Oh, in Santa Cruz area of California. So that's a Central California wine. I love it. I've had other Sayre wines, but I'm just here to say, first gift you could give me, and could never go wrong with Doc G, is to give me something that's got bubbles in it. So that's the first thing. So the second thing I'm not really going to open, and I'm going to feature next. I am a lover of Chardonnay. So if you ever want to have the occasion, the desire, or if you want to give me a wine, I will never turn away a Chardonnay except for the old style, big, over oaked wines that tasted like you were swallowing wood chips. Those I do not like. A little bit of wood to balance it out, fantastic. The cleaner the Chardonnay is, the better. But it's generally my go-to. That's why I love sparkling. That's why I love a lot of the bubbly that comes from France. It's Chardonnay based, and it is absolutely fantastic. Now, specifically on my radar lately has been this one that I have to get out of state. I get it on the internet from Moore Brothers Wine Distributors, and they have a facility, I should say a shop in New Jersey, just over the Walt Whitman Bridge forget the name of the town, but it's just right over the bridge I think it's on Route 130 it'll come to me sooner or later. They have a store in Claymont, Delaware, not far from the Total Wine. Actually, it's in Wilmington. You go down past Claymont. And they also have a store in New York City, and that's the one I've been using lately because they will now ship to me. They hadn't been able to do that before. Long story short, This wine is a second label wine. You'll never find this one, except as it's distributed to people like Moore Brothers. It's called Clos Julien. And this Clos Julien is a San Luis Obispo Coast Chardonnay. I've been getting it for a number of years. It is one of my favorite Chardonnays. So you would warm my heart and put a big smile on my face if you were ever to buy a bottle of this or even just share a bottle of the San Luis Obispo County or Coast Clos Julien Chardonnay. This one happens to be a 2023. I've had a couple vintages and it is actually fantastic. My heart palpitated a little bit last year when I thought I couldn't find it anymore, and then they re-released it. So these second label wines, you don't really know how much you're going to get. What this means is this is somebody's wine that they're selling at maybe twice or three times the price, and then they have so much inventory they can't sell it, so they sell it off. This goes for between, I think it's about $22 a bottle, which is right in my sweet spot. So that would be another thing you could give Doc G for Father's Day. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. And last but not least, you could always make me happy with a bottle of bourbon. I've been bourbon crazy since I started to find some good ones. I did not start out my spirits journey liking bourbon, even drinking it that much. I had a Maker's Mark every once in a while. Maybe some other, low-rated bourbons. But now you go into the store, and in most wine and liquor shops, bourbon has replaced, kind of nudged out the gin. You know how much of a big gin lover I am, but I have become an equal bourbon lover. And tequila is starting to make its way in, so I'm trying to stay well-rounded, if you will. So if you were to buy me, and you could pick out one bourbon that you could get me, it's this baby right here, this Buffalo Trace. And Buffalo Trace has made this kind of hard to get. I've been searching for it on the internet, and I'm willing to pay the shipping to get it. It doesn't come fast enough for me, so I usually buy a couple bottles. Pennsylvania has started to distribute it. But in Pennsylvania, you've got to be there when the truck arrives, because there are 100 guys like me who line up and wait for the bourbon to roll off the truck, and then they all snap it up and it's gone in 24 to 48 hours. So this one is from Kentucky Straight Bourbon from the Buffalo Trace Distillery. It's a Kentucky bourbon. There's all kinds of notes here. I'm not going to do a bourbon spot. When I'm sophisticated enough to do that, I'll come back and we'll just talk bourbon. But I'm not going to talk that today. What I'm going to tell you is, if you ever want to make me happy, buy me a bottle of Buffalo Trace. Or invite me to your house and we'll have it neat. Because that's really my favorite way of drinking it. I wanted to add that in there. I don't have a cocktail here to share with you with bourbon. I kind of think that taking my good bourbon and wasting it in a cocktail is just that. It's kind of diluting the bourbon. Because I love the bourbon 2 to 3 ounce pour, a single or a double, a little ice or a drop of water, and just, you don't guzzle those. They're like sippers to watch the stars while you're musing about the state of the world and the state of the universe. So if you can't find any Buffalo Trace, I highly recommend one that is more readily available. It's actually a little bit more expensive. If you find this retail, you can get this for under $30. There's this High West bourbon that my son turned me on to, and it's a Western bourbon. This is from Park City, Utah. As you can see by the amount in the bottle, I'm not shy about having it, although I've had this one a little while. The Buffalo Trace as well, you can see there's a dent in it, but you have to be very careful with how much of that you drink at one time, or you're going to fall asleep before you can enjoy it. So I am going to actually end our little time together today with a little splash of Buffalo Trace for all the dads, all the granddads, and all of us guys today. Cheers and happy Father's Day. And may you find a good bourbon for yourself today. Thanks for hanging out today. We'll see you next time.